Hello, everyone, and let me get screen sharing on here. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's December 8th on the Winnie and Kat Independent Stylist Conference Call. And let me just make sure that you can see my screen here. Alrighty, so the calls are meant to be, these calls are for you, the stylists. So feel free to share if you have questions and if you have suggestions or ways that you like to run your business. A lot of times we'll have themes on the calls and ask stylists what's working so you can talk to each other and find that out. And you're going to have the opportunity to do that in person on January 23rd at our retreat. So we'll talk a little bit about that too. And I can't wait to see everybody here in Los Angeles. It's going to be fun. It's going to be really cool at the, what's it called, at the Standard Hotel. And if you need a roommate, let Tiff know. And it's going to be productive as well. We're going to do some breakout sessions and come out with a business plan for 2015. So I hope to see you all here in Los Angeles. So tonight, let's get started. Let me just find my slideshow here. Okay, so first we're going to talk about in the news. Let me go to the next slide here. Wait one second. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm trying to advance my slideshow here, and that's not quite working. Okay, slight go-to technical difficulty here. Actually, I don't think I can blame this one on go-to. I think this one is me. So let me figure out why I can't get to the slideshow. If not, that's okay. It's I can just go over it. Okay, so let's just go over it while we're not advancing slides. Okay, so in the news, so we talked about retreat. Tiff is doing. I'm glad you love the models. Thank you for that comment. Tiff is doing our Thursday trainings, and we're getting a lot of new people. We had 12 new stylists join so far this week, and thank you everyone who's new, and thank you everyone who's been with the company for a while. Thank you for joining us. It's been a really exciting week, and we're getting, kind of different starbursts around the country, and it's really, really awesome. And I know you have a lot of choices. There's a lot of different party plan companies, and I know for some of you, I know a lot of companies are looking for you and realizing the value in having you in their company. So I want to thank you. It means so much to me that you've chosen Winnie and Kat, and that you're on board with Winnie and Kat. And it's my job now, once you join and once you're here with the company, to do everything that I can to make your experience fun and easy to follow and money-making. So thank you. I really do appreciate your putting your investment and your time into Winnie and Kat. So if you just joined us, the slides for some reason are not advancing. So that's all right. I'm just going to read from these slides from my notes. And inventory updates. Inventory updates are on the forum. So we've got some new product. We're going to, upon request, we're going to add the new items into the wish list. So that's going to be coming up as soon as we can get that, so that you have a sheet with everything that we have to sell. In the meantime, look at the inventory updates in the inventory form, and that lists all the new products, and the jumpsuits will be here this week. The asymmetrical dress, which is you see in the picture there on the left, it's so pretty. It's been selling really well. And then we have the and that's here in stock. And then the flirty basic dress that comes in plus sizes, that's also here, super cute. And we're working on getting some better pictures of that dress as well. So and then the jumpsuit's coming this week, super, super cute. And if you haven't seen any of the messages, we're being pretty liberal right now, like as far as that 50% off goes. I mean, that's a guideline, really, when new stylists join, and as we get bigger, you get your 2-week window to buy your samples at 50% off. And you can, if you haven't gotten something, if you weren't, in a situation where, in a position where you were able to, now you want to get some samples at 50% off, that's fine as long as we have availability. You know, I want you to be able to have your samples to be able to sell the product. So it doesn't, you know, really doesn't matter if it's, you know, if it's a little later or whatever. Just go ahead and email orders at winnieandcat.com for that information on stylist sample orders. So I want to talk a little bit. Let me try one more time to get this on to see why. Wait, let me see. Maybe it'll come on here. Okay. We can see it, but it's not going on the slideshow. Okay, but that's okay. We'll go from here if that's okay. Okay, so get addicted. I want to talk a little bit about asking, and we do talk about asking. If you're new to the company, that's a big topic, because one of the things when we ask the stylists, and you know this, some of you, most of you probably know this, when the reason why, and you know, you book parties, and like whenever I ask a really, you know, a stylist who's always got parties on the books, how do you keep up your bookings? Why do you have bookings? It's always the same answer, and it's I ask. You know, that's always the answer. Is that is just I ask for the bookings. So I want to talk a little bit more about that, and I pulled some things off from different blogs and about asking, and I like this one, get addicted to asking, because a lot of it is practice, and it's getting into those habits, you know, and sometimes it's forcing ourselves to get into the habits that we know are good for ourselves, right? And we might not want to do it, and it might be uncomfortable. But just to force yourself, and to me, it even sounds good. Like, get addicted to asking. It sounds kind of good to me. It's like something that's like natural. Hey, you know, would you like to have a party? Or, you know, however you ask. And if anyone has a suggestion on how you like to ask, I'd love to hear it and love for you to share. So just type that in the question box if you're able to share. What's the best way do you find to ask someone to either host a party or if they want to join your team? And I thought this was really interesting. This was in this blog post. When they secret shopped banks, credit unions, or retail clients, here's the stats. So 55% of people actively engage the prospect in conversation probably, and ask about their needs and wants. Okay, that's pretty easy, right? Asking, and, you know, what do you tell me about yourself? 18% confidently articulate why their business could be a good fit for the prospect. And look at that. Look at how much less than 9% ask for the business. So it's really telling, isn't it? And I wonder, you know, why are we so afraid to ask? When I went to that Camp Powerment a few weeks ago, we had a session actually practicing the ask, and it was really powerful. And the speaker talked about how oftentimes when men are negotiating, when men are talking in business, they just ask, you know, and sometimes as women we tend to talk around it. We tend not to be as direct. So to practice asking is that's really important, because not that many people are actually just going to give when you're not asking. And if somebody says no, you know, a lot of people are going to say no, and just practice too on emotion. Don't be attached to that. You know, you can emotionally detach from the answer. You know it's going to be good for you if you get the business. But it's okay if it's okay if you don't, and then you move on. It's no big deal. So just ask. I'm going to move down to this slide. Then we'll go to the middle one. So I like this tip. Block out some time every day. You know, however much time it is, to move it to go somewhere quiet and ask yourself what you're going to do. How are you going to secure more sales? And make notes. You know, how are you going to, and they say secure sales, but whatever it is, if it's more sponsoring, if it's, you know, it might be selling through the holidays, but booking, You know, booking, selling comes with booking. It's that that double rowing that Tiff talks about. When you're in the canoe, you've got to row both sides of the oar. You know, so think about that. Step back a little bit and think about that and what you're going to do to move yourself forward and to get more from your business. You've made the investment. You make the time. You're here on this call. And by the way, thank you for being here live on the call. It shows that you have a commitment to your business, to yourself, and we keep getting the numbers keep on increasing every week on these calls, and the calls are really important, and I appreciate your being here. So and then let's go to one more slide. And if you do have questions, again, just please type it in the box if there's anything you want to share. This was not a full half an hour call this morning. It probably won't be again. Unless you have some other things to ask. So do whatever it takes. You know, think about it. It might be time to tap back into your why. Now, the holidays are coming. It's a reflective time. It's a busy time. But, you know, it can also be a time of reflection and thinking about what you're going to say about this year, and think about New Year's Eve 2016 and what you're going to be saying about 2015. And now is a really, you know, is that time to kind of set your intention and then do whatever it takes, okay? Because that's how you're going to get there. Okay, so of course, you know, within, you know, within reason and ethics and all that stuff, but whatever it takes, because when it comes to fear, I mean, fear is there, okay? But fear is just a feeling. And the more that you work through that fear, you know, whatever it is, if you're afraid of asking, since we're talking about asking, just the more you work through it and make it happen. When I'm going to go back to camp, and they had the leap of faith, and everyone who did it climbed up a 35-foot pole. And I think Alice is on the call. Alice did the leap of faith, and I don't know, Alice, if you're there, if you can talk, but how it felt. If let me know, Alice, if you type in the question box if you're available to talk. I know sometimes I put people on the spot. Not everybody is, but you know what I noticed is that that Alice was really scared to climb the pole, right? But she did it. You know, she did it anyway, and she climbed with every step, and knowing how terrifying it was, and then jumped off the pole, you know, when she got to the top. And it was just such, like, seeing this stuff, it was really like physically seeing this like manifested in actual, you know, in action. That was really amazing, just to see how the human will can get through that and make things happen. But it is just that breaking through and getting into these habits. So you know, and kind of taking that, Alice said, yeah, it was terrifying, but had great support around you. Yeah, I mean, that was absolutely amazing. And then just how great you felt, Alice, afterwards, really, that made a huge impact on me. And thinking about, too, like, I think a lot of it as well is that, like, something else that happened when people were on that pole was you almost felt like a relief sometimes. Like, you know, some of the participants were kind of like just like relaxed, you know, once they got up there. And I think some of the training, like our gift of sharing training that's on the forum, that really kind of helps do that. Like I said earlier, like takes the emotion out of some of this stuff and just really helps you to kind of just be straightforward, share in a loving way, share in a kind way, and then just you know, move on. So I like this slide too. Doing nothing is an action. Okay, so you can decide, like you can pretty much choose. Retreating is action in reverse. Average action will get you nothing. Okay, And massive action. That's the action that pays, is just taking a massive action. You can see it, and you'll see, like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do now in December and through January? How are you going to work your business? Are you going to take time off because it's the holidays? Are you going to work to make sure that you're selling like crazy this next 11 days, because this is an amazing time to sell, right? Are you going to help everyone you know with holiday orders, and at that same time make sure your January is booked? I was looking back at the sales from last December, and we had some pretty darn good sales between Christmas and the end of the year, which I was like, wow, that's cool. And so to think about setting that intention now, and how can you take December and roll it into a successful January and a great beginning of the year. Because now is what you're doing now, your actions now are going to set you up for the beginning of 2015. And it's important because it's, you get the ball rolling. And once that ball is rolling, the ball keeps rolling. And, Tiff and I will talk about it here, and we'll see. We see, like, when we get a lot of stylists, we look back and we're like, then sometimes we notice, like, sometimes we chill out. We're like, oh, yeah, that's cool. We feel good. We're almost like, I'm going to admit it. Sometimes we coast a little bit. And then we look at it and we're like, you know what? When we're on fire, we need to push even harder. When we're on fire, we need to find some gasoline and put it on the fire. We need to keep that fire going, and we need to do it for you. That's our responsibility. Just keep on pushing and keep on moving. And we're still, we're in the early stages, and you're in this company now because you know that. Something, sure, something speaks to you. It might be the product, it might be the team, it might be the women who are part of the company, it might be the standard hotel, I don't know, whatever it is, there's something that's really speaking to you, but it's also because it's the ground floor. It's also because you know that you are whatever, you might be the second stylist, you might be the 250th stylist, I think we're at like 256 now. That's such that this is the beginning, and that you can, in 6 years, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, what you'll be making if you're starting now and you're still working in this business then. And it's phenomenal. You look at other companies who are started out in similar ways. 31, I think their sales last year were $730 million. And, that's where we are right now. And so now is the time to keep pushing, okay? We all need to just keep pushing forward to get to where we want to be. And it's going to take a couple of years. It might take 3 years, and even then we're still going to need to be working it, because I can guarantee you when we're at 200 million, we're going to want to be at 600 million. But keep on pushing, especially through these next few months and 2015, because this is the beginning and we're setting the groundwork. And not only that, you're setting the example for all of the women who are coming in on your team, for all of the women who will be in your downline, okay? Because when we have thousands of stylists, when we have tens of thousands of stylists, guess whose downline those stylists are going to be in? Yeah, it's all of you who are on this call right now. That's why, it's a combination of luck, it's finding each other at the right time, and it's the drive. It's the drive and the determination to hang on, to put on your seatbelt and just hang on and just, enjoy the ride and go fast and just keep pushing. And then we're all going to look at each other and wherever we are in the Caribbean, or that'll be before before 3 years from now. But we're going to be, I want to be sitting there looking at the ocean with you all on that trip where we're like, wow, we did this. We did it together. And remember that time, remember the Standard Hotel, and remember when, remember whatever it is, remember those calls, and every Monday, it might be Monday 5 years from now, or who knows, but that's one of the things that really keeps me motivated, is thinking about that, and whether who's going to be there, who's going to be at that, in those lounge chairs, who's going to be, who's going to be there toasting? Who is it? Is it you? Who will be in that circle? So I really encourage you, just get to know the comp plan, get to know, focus on 2 levels up, on promotions 2 levels up. Stay engaged. Go on Tiff's trainings. Tiff's we're redoing, we decided, we're just going to keep looping the 6 weeks to success training. So you can hop on a call every Thursday at 9:30 in the morning Pacific time, and come with questions. Go look, this week is booking. So go on the forum, go to 6 weeks to success, and go to bookings. And listen to that. There's 2 versions of it. There's the one you can just click on and play it, and then there's the one that our very first one that we had done with Party Plan Divas. There's worksheets. Take a look. Think about what you do for bookings, and come prepared. Come with questions and come with suggestions, and tell everyone about it too, and see who's going to be on the calls. So we're just going to keep on, we're looping the 6 weeks to success to make sure that we're doing a live. And everybody who's new, let us know. And even if you're not new, if you've been with us for, you may have been with us for almost 2 years, let us know what you need from us. You're out there, okay? All of you are out there in the field, on the front line, and I appreciate you, and I know, whatever I'm doing any given day, that you're out there in someone's living room, putting yourself out there, standing behind our company and standing behind our product, and it takes courage, it takes strength, and it takes faith in the company, and what we're all doing together. So I appreciate you so much, and let us know what we can do to make your lives easier and more productive as far as your Winnie and Kat business goes. And let's keep on doing it. The dream is real, and we're making it happen. And I'm going to leave you with a quote. And just reach out if you have any questions. If you need to be on one of the Facebook groups, if you're not on one, go ahead and email us at info@winnieandkat.com. Sometimes Tiff and I get questions all the time on Facebook. Sometimes we might not see it, so we're kind of streamlining that process. You can always email info@winnieandkat.com. When you post on the Facebook groups, you're usually going to get a reply from another stylist, and just let us know what we can do for you. Have great parties this week. Enjoy the Christmas rush. You're in clothing sales, so it's perfect time of the year. So love this quote by Thomas Edison. If we all did the things we are capable of doing, we would literally astound ourselves. We've all got the gift of human potential, and potential is our greatest asset. So let's all go out there, let's astound ourselves, let's astound our families, and let's astound each other. And thank you so much for being part of this dream. Thanks for being on this journey, and it's a fun journey, and I appreciate you very much. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, and I'll talk to you all during the week. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.